Continuing here on Radio Road, this time we're going virtual with Hines Ward on the AP Pro Football Podcast. Hines, how are you?
I'm blessed, my brother. I'm blessed. How about yourself? You good?
I'm great. When you have an experience like this on Radio Row, and you get to see some of the biggest names in the sports industry, regardless of media or not, it's a pretty exciting experience. So definitely love that. Now, Hines, I'm going to be fully transparent with you. I'm a Pennsylvania kid here, so I'm on the Philadelphia side. So I've always grown up with the Eagles Steelers mindset. Kind of, if you could compare from your side of things, what's the difference between those two fan bases?
Not really much. I mean, you look at the fan base. I know Philly fans, they booed Santa Claus. I don't know if that's if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but they're very
depends if they like their gifts.
Exactly. But they're very passionate about football and just the state of Pennsylvania in general. You just look at it from west to east. Football plays largely, even through high school football with the Big 33. You got Penn State, you got Pitt, you got Pittsburgh, and you got Philadelphia. For me, if Pittsburgh can't win it, then I'm an Eagles fan by heart, just out of the state of Pennsylvania.
All right, so is that your prediction for this game? Do you think the Eagles come away with it?
That is my prediction. I think Philly, the Eagles fans, you guys get another Super Bowl under your belt, and so I'm looking for big things from the Eagles this upcoming weekend.
You've played in a handful of Super Bowls. What's the experience like from a player's perspective leading up to the game, knowing that all eyes are on this one?
Well, the first Super Bowl that you played in, I mean, for me, it was overwhelming because it was almost like a dream come true. You dreamt your whole life of one day playing in the Super Bowl. So the pageantry of it, you don't realize like the billions of people watching this game all over the world. The magnitude of playing in the Super Bowl, it's like no other game. It's not like a regular season game. It's not a playoff game. It is the Super Bowl. It's the game of all games. I mean, everybody wants to be a part of it. So the nerves got the best of me in my first experience in the Super Bowl, you know, being out on the sideline for pregame warm-ups, seeing all the celebrities on the sideline, said, let's go, Hines, let's go. I'm out there doing my Odell Beckham invitation, going out there and trying to show out in front of everybody. I wore myself out during pregame warm-ups in the first Super Bowl. I went into the locker room. The nerves got the best of me. I've never thrown up a day in my life. I threw up playing in the Super Bowl. It was like, oh, don't mess this one up. But once the game got going and, you know, got a couple crackbacks in and got hit a couple times, became the game. So, but for the second time around, kind of knowing what to expect, knowing I took some melatonin the night before so I could sleep a little bit, you know, because you're restless all night. You're looking at the clock, you're anxious, you can't wait for the game to start. But the second time around, I was better off. I turned my phone off so my family wouldn't call me to try to get into all the clubs and stuff like that, try to get all the hookups. So those are some of the nightmares from my first time playing in the Super Bowl, and kind of learn from experience. So my second time went a lot smoother than the first experience.
Well, what was that feeling like once you were able to finally hoist that trophy?
It's you know, it's words can't describe the feeling being able to be champion, considered kind of you're champion of the world. You know, you waited your whole life to get to that moment, and then I was named Super Bowl MVP. Oh man, that was like the icing on the cake, right? So just to be a part of history, not that many MVPs out there, Super Bowl MVP. So to have that, that's something that no one can ever take away from me, man. I'm just extremely blessed, and I was blessed to play in one and win one, and then came back around and won another one. So I was extremely blessed to do it for the second time. Unfortunately, we lost the third one due to Aaron Rodgers being the Aaron Rodgers, right? But I'm very blessed to play in three, man. I'm blessed to walk away with two. I appreciate every minute and everything. I gotten everything that I wanted out of football. I made decent money. I had the opportunity to play in some Pro Bowls. I played with some great players. Played my entire career with one organization. And won 2 Super Bowls. So it's not much that I left behind in football, man. So just to experience that was a blessing in itself.
So now that the NFL season is beginning to come to an end, the XFL season is about to kick off, and I can see you're wearing the San Antonio quarter zip right now. How excited are you for this San Antonio experience, the XFL experience, knowing that they're restarting and kicking it back up, and you're going to be the man with the clipboard?
Well, listen, I'm extremely blessed and humble to get the opportunity to sit in the chair. And, I've been very blessed, like I say, to play for a great organization in 14 years. Had 2 outstanding coaches, and Coach Bill Cowher and Mike Tomlin. I've seen success. I know what it looks like. I lived it. Those 2 guys, those 2 coaches were great leader of men. So just taking everything that I learned as a player, the whole standard is the standard. That is all I know. So it permeates through my team. The standard is the standard. I'm not going to accept anything but great expectation, great standards myself. Surround myself, try to pick out the best roster that I possibly can. Guys who are similar, have the same standards that I do, their approach to the game. And I can't wait, man. I'm looking forward. I've always loved helping players, be able to help invest in them and help develop them as players. For me, we always had a saying in Pittsburgh, we're developing champions. Not only being champions on the field, but off the field, developing to make championship decisions, in life, period. So being able to help these guys is awesome, man. So I'm extremely excited, extremely blessed to get this opportunity. I can't wait. Our first game February the 19th here at the Alamo Dome, and I'm super excited, man. I can't wait for it to get started.
So you mentioned helping players out. You also are now helping a lot of former players and men and women alike through the Huddle Up, Let's Talk Obesity by the NFL Alumni Association program. Why was it so important for you to join that team and join another team, being that team, to fight for that cause?
Well, now that I'm retired and sitting in the chair, all I do is watch film and munch on Cheetos all day. It's not the ideal diet that you want to be on, but over the years, I've gained a little weight and just understanding more about obesity. So I wanted to be a part of the campaign to educate our fans and, of course, former players about the impact of obesity on our health and wellness, and understanding that obesity is a medical disease. It's really not a character flaw, and just understanding that, if left untreated, there's just so many complications like type 2 diabetes, health disease, high blood pressure, and cholesterol. So just educating everyone, not just fans, myself, but also my teammates. We made a bet every year when we come back for our Super Bowl reunions, who was going to look the best when they came back. But also, really, I just want everybody to live as long as they possibly can. You only get one life to live. Educate yourself. Learn that, there are user resources to go about to attack obesity. And I want to do my part into it as well. So I need to shed a couple pounds off for me, trying to get back to my playing days, and understanding it's a struggle to do it, but also understanding there's resources out there to help you along the way. So I'm extremely happy to partnership with the Let's Talk Obesity campaign by the NFL Alumni Association, and I'm super excited to be a part of it.
Last question for you here. We had Mike Golick on the podcast earlier today, and he said that sometimes men don't go to the doctors. And I asked, why is that? I said, is that because NFL players have that macho personality a little bit? What's the case? And he said, yeah, we were told when playing back in the day that you had a bruised elbow, you just go out. I'm okay, doc. I'm good with it. Now, what's your message to former players who could seek that help?
Yeah, go seek help. Get your resources. You'd rather know earlier rather than later, rather than it being too late. Now that, former players, while we were playing, football was everything. We spent more time with our teammates than our own family. And now that you're retired, I want guys to spend as much time and live as long as possible to be with their family. You're probably playing catch up, because you invest into your career so much that sometimes your family is put on the back burner. So now that being retired, trying to figure out what you want to do, get that opportunity to go see a doctor. And regardless, you just want to know rather than not know. I think you owe it to your family, you owe it to your kids, you owe it to your loved ones to be there for them as long as possible. So I encourage guys to always go out, get checked up, look at your body, get your annual physical, regardless of you being scared or not. I think you owe that to your loved ones.
Well, Hines, thank you so much for joining this cause and also joining me here on the AP Pro Football Podcast. We really appreciate it.
No problem. Anytime.